Liam and his friend Carlos were walking through the crowded school hallway, lost in their own conversation.
Man, I'm starving. I could really go for a triple cheeseburger right now, with extra pickles.
Forget burgers, Liam. Have you seen the new Apex sports car they just released? It's got some serious horsepower and a hybrid engine.
Yeah, I saw a picture. Looks cool, I guess. I'm more excited about the new Dragon's Lair game coming out next week. Did you pre-order it?
No way, I've been reading all the reviews for the Apex. The design is so sleek too. I wish I could afford it. I was so busy looking at the specs I almost walked into a locker back there.
Me too. Maybe after we graduate and get those high-paying tech jobs we've been dreaming about, we can get whatever we want. Just no math involved in those jobs, please. Or broccoli.
One can dream, right? Speaking of dreams, did you finish that history essay? Miss Johnson is going to kill us if we don't turn it in today. My dad said he'd let me wash his car this weekend if I get an A.
Almost. I just need to add a conclusion. I was up until 2 a.m. trying to make sense of the French Revolution. My brain feels like scrambled eggs. I'd rather be playing Dungeon Dash.
Just then, the school bell rang, a shrill, insistent sound that jolted them back into the harsh reality of their academic obligations. Carlos, momentarily distracted by the thought of the Apex's top speed, nearly tripped over a discarded textbook.
Shoot, we're late for class. Miss Johnson is already not a fan of tardiness, and I really need that car washing privilege.
You're right, we better hurry. She'll give us that disappointed stare that somehow makes you feel guilty for the rest of the day. And then she'll probably assign more homework, probably involving numbers. Ugh.
They both broke into a jog, weaving through the thinning crowd of students. Carlos, still mentally replaying a car chase scene from a movie, took a corner too sharply and bumped into a trash can, sending it rattling. Liam, focused on avoiding any stray students who might delay his escape to a burger, barely noticed. They reached the classroom door, Liam fumbling with the handle, his heart pounding. They burst in just as Miss Johnson, a stern woman with her hair pulled back in a severe bun, was closing the door, her hand still resting on the frame. She raised an eyebrow, her gaze sweeping over them.
Liam, Carlos, how lovely of you to join us. Do either of you have a plausible explanation for your tardiness, or should I assume you were simply enjoying a leisurely stroll?
Sorry, Miss Johnson, we, got a little sidetracked. I was thinking about strategic game maneuvers.
Yeah, we were just discussing some important automotive engineering principles. Very important. That's why I almost wiped out on the turn.
I'm sure you were. Take your seats. And I trust those important historical discussions, strategic game maneuvers, and automotive engineering principles included the completion of your essays. They are due today.
Liam and Carlos exchanged a quick, nervous glance. They slunk into their seats, the lingering echo of the bell a mocking reminder of their close call. The class settled into a quiet hum as Miss Johnson began her lesson, but Liam couldn't shake the feeling that he'd just dodged something hard. He quickly pulled out his notebook, determined to finish that conclusion before the period ended, already dreaming of a greasy burger and a new high score. Carlos, meanwhile, was silently sketching a diagram of the Apex's engine in the margin of his notes, completely oblivious to the impending math problems on the board. Later that day, Liam and Carlos found themselves in Mr. Harrison's coding class, a room filled with the quiet click-clack of keyboards. Carlos, with his knack for understanding complex systems, seemed right at home. Liam, on the other hand, felt like he'd accidentally wandered into an alien language seminar, especially since coding required a logical precision he usually reserved for video game strategies, not numbers. Mr. Harrison, all right class, today we're going to build a simple program that calculates the area of a circle. Remember to define your variables and use the correct syntax. Carlos, perhaps you can demonstrate the first few lines?
Sure, Mr. Harrison. You start with import math for pi, then radius equals sign float, input, enter the radius.
Carlos's fingers danced across the keyboard, lines of code appearing on his screen with effortless precision. Liam, however, stared blankly at his own monitor, the cursor blinking mockingly. He tried to type import math but somehow managed import emp.
Dude, what even is float input? And where does the circle part come in? This looks like advanced alien hieroglyphics. I'd rather be playing Dungeon Dash blindfolded than figure this out. This is basically just math with extra steps.
You misspelled import and math. And float input just tells the computer to expect a number with decimals from the user. It's like asking for a car's top speed, but in code.
Great. So I'm supposed to speak car language and alien language? I just want to calculate how many burgers I can eat in this classroom. Can't we just write burgers equals sign big plus bigger?
The bell for the end of class finally rang, a sweet symphony to Liam's ears. Students quickly packed up, eager to escape. Carlos, having already finished his program and tested it multiple times, was shutting down his computer. Liam, however, was still staring at his screen, a tangled mess of incorrect syntax and error messages.
Ready to go, Liam? The cafeteria probably still has fries. Liam, that's not how you do exponents in Python, and you're missing a few other things. Mine's been calculating circle areas perfectly for the last 10 minutes. Just a minute. I almost had it that time. I just need to figure out why circle underscore area equal sign pi asterisk radius circumflex 2 isn't working. It makes perfect sense.
Carlos quickly typed a few commands on his own keyboard, and a neat prompt appeared, followed by a correct calculation of a circle's area. Liam watched, utterly bewildered, as Carlos's program flawlessly executed the task he couldn't even start.
So, you're telling me yours works, and mine looks like a random string of car parts? Great. I'm going to need about 3 cheeseburgers to recover from this. This class is way harder than any final boss.
Carlos just shook his head with a grin as he unplugged his mouse. Liam, still wrestling with his half-baked code, remained hunched over his keyboard, determined to make some sense of it, even as the last of their classmates filed out, leaving him alone in the quiet, math-filled torture chamber. That evening, while Liam was deeply immersed in Dungeon Dash, Carlos was still on his computer, but for a very different reason. He looked at the simple circle area program he'd written. It was functional, but boring.
A circle area calculator. So thrilling. No one's going to spend more than 5 seconds on that. What does Liam always say? I'd rather be playing Dungeon Dash. What if I made it into a game? It's just circles, right? I could make them pop or move or have different sizes for points. Yeah, a game about clicking circles. That's way better than just calculating their boring areas. This could be big, not just for a grade, but something actually fun. Something Liam might even like, despite the math logic behind it.
Fueled by this inspiration, Carlos dove into his coding environment. He spent hours that night adapting his code, adding bright, colorful graphics, sound effects for satisfying clicks, and a simple scoring system. He envisioned a fast-paced game where users clicked on shrinking circles before they disappeared. He called it Circle Blitz. By midnight, he wasn't just done with the game, he'd also built a sleek, user-friendly website to host it, optimizing it for mobile and desktop. He uploaded the game, then shared the link with a few online gaming communities he frequented, including a forum dedicated to new indie games. The next day, the cafeteria buzzed with its usual lunchtime chaos. Liam and Carlos sat at their table, a feast spread before Liam. Liam had a classic burger and a pile of fries from the school line, but also pulled out a brightly packaged Mr. Beast Feastables chocolate bar from his lunchbox, tearing into it with gusto. Carlos, meanwhile, was contentedly munching on his standard school burger.
Man, this Feastable is way better than anything Miss Johnson tries to teach us. Are you sure you don't want to bite, Carlos? It's chocolate, not vegetables.
Nah, I'm good. This school burger isn't half bad today.
They ate in comfortable silence for a few minutes, the general din of the cafeteria filling the space. Liam finished his burger and fries, then wiped his hands.
I'm bored. You want to watch something? Maybe some Dungeon Dash speedruns on YouTube?
Sure, I'm done eating. What are people even watching these days?
Carlos pulled out his phone, Liam leaning in to watch. Carlos opened the YouTube app, and they both scrolled through the trending videos. Suddenly, Carlos froze. He saw something strange. A few students were huddled over their phones nearby, their thumbs furiously tapping. Then he saw it on a laptop screen across the room. Someone was playing Circle Blitz.
Hey Liam, look, is that my game?
Liam's eyes widened, recognizing the familiar colorful circles.
Whoa! Yeah, that's your weird circle thing. But why are they playing it? Everyone hated math yesterday.
More and more students seemed to be engrossed in their screens, Circle Blitz glowing on devices everywhere. Soon whispers started, then excited chatter. Student 1, dude, have you seen Circle Blitz? It's so addictive, my score is so high. Student 2, yeah, my friend just broke the high score, it's trending on YouTube. Carlos quickly navigated to YouTube. Sure enough, there were videos with titles like Crazy High Score on Circle Blitz and New Viral Game. Then he saw it, a prominent notification from YouTube itself.
No way. Liam, check this out. YouTube just incorporated Circle Blitz into their playables section. It's like right there on the platform for everyone to play.
As Carlos spoke, more students around them started excitedly tapping on their phones, specifically on YouTube, trying out the new playables feature. They scrolled through the various games and Carlos pointed to his screen.
Look, people are trying all the new playables. And see the playtimes? This one's like 5 hours long, that one's 7 hours. People are seriously dedicated. But ours?
He scrolled down, pointing to Circle Blitz at the top of the list, boasting an astonishing average playtime.
Ours is the longest, by far. Circle Blitz has the longest active play session of any game on playables right now.
What? My Math with Extra Steps game is on YouTube? The one I couldn't even type the first line for? That's actually kind of cool. So when do we get the free burgers from this? And can you make a Dungeon Dash version of this?
Carlos just laughed, a wide grin spreading across his face, shaking his head at Liam's priorities. Their simple coding assignment, born from Liam's struggles and Carlos's ingenuity, had unexpectedly become the hottest new game, a testament to the power of code, even if one of them still couldn't figure out an exponent.